Welcome back. It appears as though a group of moose have almost become too comfortable in parts of Post Falls.
Yes, now some neighbors are wondering if the animals will ever move on. KREM 2's Taylor Vito is live after checking with wildlife officials about this problem. Taylor?
Well, guys, to be clear, moose have been something that Post Falls folks have been dealing with for some time now. It's not a new issue by any means. Specifically, though, this area, Kiwanis Park, has had some incidents. Police reported that a moose charged at one guy not too long ago. So far, there haven't been any major issues, but Fish and Game point out that trying to capture and relocate moose, it's easier said than done.
People think that they're just big dogs, and they're not. They're wild animals.
Paul Creighton sees it all the time. Majestic moose visiting his neighborhood. Pretty to look at, so long as you give them space.
And I've seen our next-door neighbor be chased into his house by the mother moose because of the two babies.
Creighton lives in the Riverside Harbor neighborhood. Just to the west, police were called after a moose charged someone at nearby Kiwanis Park. This month, police issued a warning about some folks putting out salt and lettuce for the animals.
And people around are sometimes leaving food out, which is drawing them in and causing more problems.
One frustrated man, who also lives in this neighborhood, took to the PD's Facebook page regarding the issue. He claims that the moose are now in this area year-round and that the problem has become worse. He asked, when is something going to be done?
They're nice animals. I love them, but they belong where they belong, and it's not in a subdivision.
The Idaho Department of Fish and Game says trying to capture moose, well, it's not easy. It takes time and numbers to prepare a moose capture, and often the animals could be gone by the time wildlife officers arrive hours later. In this case, since young moose are with the female, IDFG would want to capture and move them as a family. That's also very challenging. So for now, it's best to give these guys some space. Creighton leaves it with one simple piece of advice.
But don't try to chase them out, because they'll chase back.
And a Fish and Game officer also told me that the darts that they use to tranquilize those moose can be potentially fatal to humans. They add on top of that, if they're doing that sort of work in a populated area, that's something they want to be very careful about as well. Live in Post Falls, Taylor Vito, KREM 2 News.